B7 latest with Marco Rubio. I guess I can do this live. It's not a threat to Canada. What an amazing couple days. I'll tell you, being back in Alberta, financial issues, card restrictions, all kinds of things I've been going through the last 3 days, not just online, but in person. Very, very frustrating. Many extra appointments burning up my time at home, and it's awful. Don't know what else to call it. But I want to do this. Marco Rubio went with Ambassador Pete Hoekstra to Niagara for an emergency B7 summit. Much has come out of that. In fact, you go on the U.S. government website, they present the B7 United Front on many issues, and there's some problematic wording there that Marco Rubio broke ground this morning going into. I still can't share screenshots. It's horrendous what's happening to me in Canada, but you'll have to just trust me. So Marco Rubio finished that yesterday. It's up on the U.S. government website, granting B7 countries, specifically France and UK, narratives that are not true with the United States. And Marco Rubio was quick to get on the pulpit this morning to denounce a whole bunch of it, even though the government website basically throws away American sovereignty. What do I mean? There's a thing called law of the sea. It doesn't exist. Marco, not for USA, Marco Rubio says, hey, European Union, this means France, and Donald Trump's upset with France right now, and UK. They are not international law. Together, those two countries, even though they're these P5 powers, granted much in the world stage, they couldn't fight their way out of a Chinese paper bag. China would kick the living out of France and UK. In fact, Russia can not only defeat UK and France, this is the idea of China and USA sitting it out on the sidelines. Russia could make short work of UK and France, and in fact, probably all of the European Union, much the same way Germany did in history. That's where Russia is today. People don't believe that. I don't know what to tell you. This is reality. Measures of military might and what's put into military, actual purchasing power related to GDP. Russia's got it. Clean their clocks, no problem. That all aside, UK and France are trying to tell USA that, hey, we throw this law of the sea in there, you're not going to have your aircraft carriers wherever you want. You're not going to navigate the sea wherever you want. We're going to tell you. USA's never bound law of the sea and many other international laws bound by UK and France, but not acknowledged by the United States. USA constitutionally makes its own international law, and it has the military might to back that up, and nobody challenges them. Not in today's world. Which brings me to other parts. So Marco Rubio got up today, interviewed on media, says, no, we will have our aircraft carriers. You people beg us for our military strength. You can't even defend Europe, United Kingdom, without the United States of America. You beg them every time. You need missiles. You need them to fight the battles for Ukraine. Without USA, everybody falls. Well, why do you hold a stage and a claim of international law if Rule 101 of any law, anywhere, any system of legality, those with the power to enforce the law make the law. If you can't enforce the law, right? I could say, hey, It's illegal for anyone to walk in front of my truck. And you see the population walk in front of my truck. It's all great if I can get out and bust some heads and say, nobody walks past here. But the second a police officer shows up, knocks me to the ground, tasers me, throws a cuff on me, did my law see enforcement? Is my law law? It's only law as long as I can enforce it. But as soon as somebody comes along who can enforce their will over me and my proposed law, I have no law at all. I have no law at all. This is what it is with UK, France, and the European Union today. They can't enforce their laws, their claims. I think the U.S. government will be updating that. I think Marco Rubio has made it very clear, and I know constitutionally with the United States, that is absolute law. Which brings me to Canadian territories, and it's not a debate with Ben. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to say the effects of Canadian territories joining the United States. Okay, I get what you're saying, but you bring in the Alaska precedent through AI and other precedents that are not the same for Canadian territories. By whose law do we go through? Well, USA, of course. I didn't make the world. I certainly didn't make the United States of America in 1996, enshrine and cement the Ottawa Declaration, a treaty over Canada's 3 territories. I didn't create devolution out of UK and France territories protectorates. USA bound and cemented that over Canada's territories, and in fact other territories in the world held by France and UK. There's even one in South America, literally 150 kilometers off the coast of Argentina, an island UK took in the 80s after Argentina went for it, and UK took that back, being more than 7,500 miles away. So much for your law of the sea, so much for everything these European superpowers say in international law. They breach it for themselves all the time. But unfortunately, until President Trump dissolves devolution, dissolves the Ottawa Declaration Treaty specific to 1996, and yes, there's other portions of earlier treaty on that, but the addition of ICC, not International Criminal Court, this is Inter-Circumferential Polar Council, giving Canada authority over those territories and all Inuits. The American government did that. The Congress and Senate of the day allowed that to go through. Is it a violation of everything that's America? Sure. But until a president comes forward, dissolves that, like so many other U.S.-UK treaties, U.S.-Denmark, U.S.-Netherlands, U.S.-Mexico, we can go on, U.S.-Spain, there's many. We know a bunch. Turtle Island, Greenland, look at that, that's Europe. U.S. has a base there. U.S. pays for all of that and still enshrines that authority of that kingdom empire to subjugate those inhabitants. And USA leases a military base there and does all that. I wouldn't do it. If it was me, I'd say, America, no. Trump, no. End this now. Dissolve those treaties. Unilaterally, any president can do that. And there's no Congress or Senate to stop them. That is the constitutional authority. As I wait today for the Supreme Court, I believe today's the day we're going to hear from the Supreme Court of the United States on tariffs. Trump's power over that. Is it a tax? Well, it's not a tax on domestic Americans, so how is that Congress and Senate? Right? I think Trump's going to win. I would hope Trump wins. I have a strong, in my gut, an understanding of the American Constitution. he is going to win. There may be some limits and changes, but I believe the president has that authority. Constitutionally, he's going to get it. Just like president can dissolve treaties, and no one can stop that position, that office. And that is another way to 51st state. It is another way for territories. And maybe in a purchase arrangement. But I don't see USA having to do that or even wanting to do that. But the effects of Canadian territories can't happen until USA ends its treaties that bind that and restrict the American government from pursuing any of that. Just like mass amounts of populated Canada that are only there as a Great Wall to the United States because President of the United States allows that to continue. President can unilaterally end those treaties, and for a mass 98 percentile of the Canadian population, you will be on northern states' land, meaning the expansion of the northern states will happen right across Canada, entirely Atlantic Canada, minus Labrador. Mass amounts of British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, in what was, and Quebec, Upper and Lower Canada, not the additional provincial growth from the carve-out of the territory, which when you look at it, and again, this is mostly numbered treaty lands, mostly, but not all, because some of those numbered treaty lands fall within US-UK treaties that establishes the boundaries of what we know as Canada. If a president removes those boundaries, those northern states all expand right across, massive populace of Canada. More than that, if USA dissolved the Ottawa Declaration, all bets are off on the territories, meaning Canada doesn't get the ICC Inter-Circumferential Council anymore, at least not recognized by USA. And people can say, oh, but devolution, UK, France, blah, blah, blah. UK and France, what did I tell you? Doesn't matter which international lawyer you go to or even low-level lawyer. Rule 101. Those with the power to enforce law make law. And Marco Rubio teed off on that this morning, live for everybody. Everybody can look that up. I'd love to screenshot and share, which I screenshotted. I still can't share. Certain things I want to share are now deemed maybe dangerous to the Crown, dangerous to Alberta. I have Premier Daniel Smith's name on several AI publications, verified with the absolute documents and where you can find them. I can't share them on the platform. Am I a threat to the Crown in Canada, to the provincial Crown of Canada? Many premiers listed. AI's doing that. And now all of a sudden, funny things with my banking, funny things with my purchases, funny things with my ability to go on media. Don't know what to tell you. 3 days straight of it. The day I landed in Alberta has been non-stop shit for me. None of this happened in Quebec. I first started seeing similar restrictions I've experienced, you've all seen in Ontario in the GTA when I was in Toronto with Rob. And now I'm back in Alberta and I am massively restricted. I believe it's being done at the provincial level through the provincial crowns. Till somebody can show me something else, don't know what to tell you. This is where I'm at. I'd love to showcase so much, as I always love to do, but somebody is stopping that from happening. Somebody's wrecking ball havoc in my life and in my financials. So I think they're all attached. I don't think it's just a fluke. And I guess I'll have a hard couple days before I go back to work in Ontario. Hopefully I get it all done. It's just brutal to say the least. God bless everybody. That's my video. That's intellectual property for all to share. Truth for everyone to share. And if you missed Mark Rubio this morning, what was he talking about? He's talking about the B7 meeting yesterday, the 12th, and now what's published on the Government of USA's website, where there are some serious issues constitutionally with what the government has put up there in relation to the European Union, members of the G7, UK, and Canada. Serious issues. That is not international law. And none of those players, including Canada, can enforce anything they say. Definitely not against the United States. And you will never take the sovereignty of America from Americans, even though it's on the U.S. government website. Shocking. Shocking indeed. There were promises made, commitments made by Canada and the rest of the members of the B7 held to by USA. And we're going to see how far that goes, because I see conflicts of mass magnitude with Canada and the USA coming, and I don't see Canada going forward, not only with USMCA, I don't see within a year or so's time, maybe less, that Canada can even be a reliable partner in the G7. USA's already opened up to invite 2 other GDPs of nations with stronger GDP output than Canada. And if Canada can't maintain those commitments, the other commitments in that document on the government's website, I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to be seeing a wording change at the United States, or you're going to see some issues coming with Senate and Congress, and we'll see. We'll see. It's incredible what's going on right now, so much. And later today, I hope, we're going to get that Supreme Court ruling on Trump's tariffs. So God bless everybody. Share. Get it out there. Bye now.